Harry looks like he's thrown his toys out the pram once more. But what about this time? And more importantly as ever, how true is this story? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. Hope you're keeping well. Lovely to have you on board today. Nice big wave, one and all. Somebody told me off again for waffling the other day because I was talking about my hay fever. I know you can't win, can you? Are you like that? I just like to talk. I know you want the stories and I get that, but it's nice to have that little bit of conversation, isn't it, at the start of the day? You know, if we had a virtual cup of tea, we could have one, couldn't we? Or a virtual Horlicks. As ever, though, I can hear somebody say, get on with it, Neil. I'll get on with it. Back as ever to your breaking roll story of the day. Now, this particular story, you may have seen it in the press, and we're here to tell you the truth, because as ever, we like to give you impartiality and what we know about the story concerned. Now, as you know, it's been a real battle, hasn't it, with the former royal known as Prince Harry and his family. I mean, seemingly, you do have to feel sorry for Prince Charles. I was covering an event earlier today out at the BBC where Charles and Camilla were there to see all the good works that actually the BBC World Service are doing here, covering wars, you know, serious stuff, not wittering on about all sorts of things like, you know, me time and mental space and all that sort of stuff. Just getting on with life, as all of us do. 99% of it, we just have to get on with it. It's called building, isn't it? Oh, you know where I'm from in Yorkshire, we just call a spade, you know what I'm saying? But what's appearing to be interesting is this story. It all centres on the fact that a woman who's got a book out, who's desperate to push it in the biggest way possible, is allegedly claiming that Prince Harry would not attend, I find this really distasteful as well, the coronation of His Royal Highness Prince Charles, should of course Camilla still remain Queen Consort. Well, it's a bit thick, isn't it, writing that when you think, because Our Gracious Majesty the Queen has already let that be known. She announced that earlier this year, February time. And of course, those are her wishes. She is the Queen, let's not forget, the boss, to spell it out. Now, there's no confirmation at all from Prince Harry or Prince Harry's camp. We put a call in. Nobody wants to speak about that, obviously. They find it quite distasteful. I think a lot of people do. But when you're pushing a book, you've got to do something, haven't you, to get headlines. And this woman's very clever at getting headlines, trust me. She's managed to keep her book in the headlines daily with lots of strange stories that are really unprovable. But what is the true story behind that? Would Prince Harry really not want to attend his father's coronation? Well, all we can say is, you know, let's hope that's some way off, and we know how nature works. Our Gracious Majesty is 96 years old, and of course Prince Charles is in his 70s, so, you know, it's just a true form of nature. Or as Our Gracious Majesty says, in the fullness of time. I like that phrase a lot, actually. Now, I truly don't believe that Prince Harry would pass up the opportunity to attend such a glitzy event. Not necessarily just him, but of course Meghan wouldn't be able to resist the lure of the world's cameras, of what she's wearing, how she looks, what they're planning, all that sort of stuff. But it truly does remain down in the end to His Royal Highness Prince Charles. The government can suggest things, you know, people that he should invite, former kings and queens, stuff like that, big political leaders, but around family, yes, Prince Charles would have the very final say. And depending on how fractious this relationship keeps building over the next few years, it would remain to be seen just how close they could be. But of course, as I say, this is all hypothetical. So if you read this story and thought, oh no, that's not true, do see both sides of the story first, because certainly Prince Harry, I know, has simply not mentioned this to anybody, particularly in media circles. And again, it's one of those things that unless he speaks about it on a Zoom call or brings it up, we truly will never know the truth. The only time that will come up would be on the coronation. As ever though, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.